So crypto is set for a major run up, a decisive price move up per a analyst. We're going to talk about this. We're going to dig into this. You can see this on the screen. I'm going to jump into this and maximize that window here in just a minute. But I wanted to take a minute to thank you for your time watching this video. I appreciate your support here on YouTube as well as on X. And there's a link down in the description below to my X account. Please go over there and give me a follow if you haven't already done so, because I actually post a lot more and different crypto content over there as well. I'm over there pretty active on a daily basis in addition to being active here. Okay. So what is it we're seeing? Well, look, bottom line, let's talk about what's crypto right now, what's going on, right? Crypto right this moment in time, it is consolidating, it is going sideways. It is boring, it is not a lot of fun. Everybody is kind of scratching their head. I did a couple of videos yesterday talking about the fact that the crypto market is illogical and really not doing what it's supposed to be doing. With all of the positive crypto news that we've had out there, Bitcoin, US, US strategic reserve, all of the policy changes, the new laws that are going into effect, the new crypto task force, Gary Gensler leaving, new new pro crypto SEC that's laying out there, so forth and so forth and so on. And I know there's things I left off, but you get my point. There's a lot, and that has not really been, I think, factored in or priced in to the models right now. Okay. And it really hasn't been, it's one of those things where if you look at what is possible, it's simply the fact that nobody really seems to care right now. And I had massive amount of discussions around this. I've called a couple of guys who I know are analysts. I've called other people who create content and are looking at crypto every day. And the consensus is that institutional money's here. It is, right? We know that. Institutional money's here. Wall Street's here. They're coming in. They're buying. But they're not buying at levels to massively move the charts, right? They're just slow and steady buying all the major crypto assets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, so forth and so on, XRP. But the issue is retail money's not here. The hundreds of millions of retail investors, you and I, are not here yet. Or they are, but they're on the sidelines. So it's a variation of all that. And ultimately, I think what the big part of it comes down to, and then I'll jump back into the chart and we'll talk about like what's going on with, what we see some decisive price action moving up, is I think the average person simply doesn't have the money right now. I think that inflation, these years and years and years of inflation where everything costs more, eggs, milk, food, gas, rent, everything, the cost of living is higher, is that the average person simply just doesn't have a lot of money right at this moment in time. And the issue with that is, well, what's going to happen? Well, we know Trump is not going to issue stimulus checks. He's not going to do that. In fact, we've been paying for stimulus checks for the last 2 or 3 plus years, inflation and all that, right? We paid for that. I mean, that came back and bit us, if you will. And that's not a political statement. It just is a fact, right? And so Trump's not going to do that. Well, then what has to happen? Well, the reduction of the federal interest rate to reduce interest rates, things of that nature. We have to bring inflation down. Is that something that's going to change tomorrow? No, it's really not. Okay. So there's that. And so does that mean that everybody's going to wait until that's solved? The short term, maybe part of the answer is maybe, but there is one big, huge thing out there. Crypto could be ignited by a major event, by the fact that Bitcoin is added into the US strategic reserve, because if that happens, it's going to create a gold rush. There's going to be other countries. In fact, here in the States, United States, there's states that are going to be enacting state-based Bitcoin strategic reserves, right? You have other countries that will want it. You have individuals that will want it. And the gold rush for Bitcoin to go and buy Bitcoin will create a surge and interest in crypto. And by the way, that's just not my opinion. That's a lot of us talking. I've talked to some very strong analyst people, and they're like, yeah, we kind of agree with that, right? So in that, we've got that, right, as a backdrop. And there's a lot of uncertainty in that, okay? And everything I just said. But there is an analyst who says that there is, quote, a decisive move coming in a price move coming in weeks. He says, while it's in the near term, we will have volatility, which is what we have right now. The choppy waters we'll have, right? Long-term view remains positive. Okay. I definitely agree with that, right? In fact, kind of looking at the Bitcoin cycle top, I think this is still in play. The fact that right here, let me share this with you. This is a different analyst, that kind of the conservative estimates for this year is Bitcoin still going to 170,000 to 200,000, and with the high end topping at 250 to 350. That's all within this year. Okay. Now, again, it's tampered by that we still need retail money. So go back to what I said earlier about when are they going to come in. Well, they will find the money to FOMO in, come in if Bitcoin starts going up, if crypto starts going up, right? They will find the money. Right now, they're just choosing not to spend that money. And yes, I know there's a certain contingent that just doesn't have as much money. I agree with that too. But people will find the money to because they'll be like, oh my God, I got to get in. So there's that kind of emotional trigger aspect to it. Okay. But a decisive price move up in a couple of weeks. This analyst is saying that we could see a couple of weeks, moving up, which would be good. Okay. So probably a couple of weeks per this, we're getting clearer signals on Bitcoin's price in the coming weeks. So the Bitfinex analyst said in recent market reports that Bitcoin could shift, quote, especially as more macroeconomics develop and fold. Okay. They pointed out that Bitcoin has been trading with a 15% price range. We know that. Historically, 15 to 20% consolidated price ranges tend to resolve in either direction within 80 or 90 days. So we've been in this for a little bit. We're coming to the end of that. Okay. There is a high correlation with macro conditions. We know that the macro conditions are kind of the turbulent times going on in the market right now. And obviously what we lived through on Sunday, where we saw a massive drop. Okay. And from the tariff news, that was the largest liquidation event in crypto history. And we just ate it up like that. It was actually larger than the FTX debacle. Think about that. And FTX, everybody's running around screaming like their hair was on fire. But bottom line, this has already been put behind us. So there's a different landscape now. There's more liquidity. There's more money in the market. Okay, there is, and I think people are overall more positive on crypto. I think that people are still kind of. I literally think that people are kind of waiting like this. They're kind of like, okay, I just want to wait and see, right? So me, I've been putting money into the market. Okay. So with that, just letting you know, I realize it's kind of all over the place here, but that's kind of what the market is right now. The market is kind of all over the place. Okay. So if you want help making even more money in the crypto market, take a look at my trading indicator. It can help you make a ton of money. Okay. It's cost about $1 a day is what it costs. Okay. There's a discount code. The link to get to it is in the description below. There's a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee, and it can help you make more money. It gives you buy and sell signals like right here. Buy here, sell here. This was XRP right after the election, 420+% up. $2,000 bought here, sold here would have made you over $8,500 in profit. This is XLM, same time period. Buy here, sell here. 21 days right here in the blue box, 500%. $2,000 bought here, sold here would have made you over 10 grand. So off those two trades, you would have made over, what is that? 18 plus almost $19,000. Don't do math in public, right? 19,000 in that. Would 19,000 have changed your life? Yeah, it probably would have, right? That's what the software does. And I literally ask you for a little over $1 a day. Okay. And there's a 30-day, no questions asked, money back refund guarantee. So you really get to try it for free. If you don't like it, you get your money back the day you ask for it. This is the thank you page where you see everything's laid out here, step-by-step tutorials, shows you everything, how to set it up. You're up and running in 20 minutes. You can do this. I have everything from grandmas and grandpas, I'm not kidding, to teenagers that are using this. And they all have set it up. They've all done it. Well, Austin, I'm afraid of technology. I don't understand it. I don't know what to do. You can do this. At least try it. Didn't you challenge yourself to make more money in this 2025? Well, you're already in February. Have you accomplished that goal? Have you taken action to help give yourself that added advantage? If you haven't, try this. This is what the whales do. This is what the smart money do. They use technology that tells them when to buy and when to sell. And by the way, these alerts, they come in on your phone. You set them up where they come in on your phone or any computer device you want. So that's cool. So it's almost like you're taking the blinders off. All right, give it a look. Links in the description below. And if you're on X, the link's actually below as well. See you.